Now, is there any question? Oui, Ambassador?
Yeah, sort of a question, a bit of a remark, and I apologize. I mean, as an Israeli diplomat whose career was mostly focused on Europe, I have easily 40 or 45 years experience of European frustrations and complaints about its absence in our affairs. Some of them understandable, and to be honest, some of them well-deserved. I mean, the only significant event concerning the Israeli-Palestinian issue that happened in Europe was in a country that's not part of the EU, that's the Oslo process. I mean, jokes apart, it's understandable. If at any given moment it takes the EU 3 months to elaborate a policy, a position, and even then it doesn't necessarily represent all the countries, then you can't be surprised that things happen, the trains leave the station. On the other hand, and I'm saying this really in all honesty, there's no shame in being a second-tier player. You can contribute a lot, and I'll give you just an example from an area that I know very, very well over the last year, which is the hostage situation. There were some European countries, including France, to a great degree, Germany, but a few others, who have contributed significantly on that issue without actually sitting at the table of the negotiations. They contributed on a humanitarian aspect, but also diplomatic. So really, there's no shame. Sometimes, you know, that's what you can do. On the other hand, here we're discussing a situation where we're talking about something that is about to happen. So maybe this is the moment for the Europeans to think how they can weigh in, for example, on the Iran-Israel issue, both in Iran and in Washington, to make sure that in the choice between a weak Iran that is easy prey for an American-Israeli attack, or the weak Iran that is a negotiating partner of choice, the weights go towards the second option. Thank you.
Very good remark. I saw another hand. Anyway.
Yeah, thank you. Nicolas Pio from Tilt Capital. Actually, it's an expansion on this remark and a question to a diplomatically uneducated eye. It's striking to see how the European Commission is totally absent of your discussion. You just mentioned towards the end the High Representative. In the end, isn't this just an issue of the European states still trying to defend rather their own national influence rather than building a genuine European influence? And I would really like to understand from the UAE, what does the European Commission represent as an actor? Is it an actor or is it just not an actor?
Very good question. Mohammed, you answer.
Definitely an actor if they want to be. I mean, this is an act of will. If you want to be part of this, if you think that what happens in the region is going to come to Europe, then you will have to act. If you think that Europe is insulated from all of this and it will not be touched, history have taught us otherwise, but then that's what you do. Honestly, it's a matter of will, whether they want to do this or not. I mean, the previous High Representative was involved in so many things. Yes, Europe has got an issue getting their act together, but that is not a lack of will. The new High Representative, I'm not quite sure.
Volker, you wanted to answer?
Look, I think both Marc and I here, as Europeans, we were rather clear on where the inhibitions are for Europe, not the inhibitions for France to play a French role, or for Germany to play a German role, or the Czech Republic to play a Czech role, or the Spaniards to play a Spanish role. But particularly on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, we do have our idiosyncrasies, national idiosyncrasies, which we will not easily overcome. So for Germany, it is impossible to do some things which is very easy for Ireland to do, for example, or for Spain. For not good historical reasons, but for bad historical reasons. We have this special relationship for Israel, which is not only a foreign policy obligation, it is very much part of our domestic politics. And if we don't understand that, of course, it is easy to say, why are the Europeans not united? We are united in the strategic goals. We want a two-state solution. No European would divert from that. But we are not united on the tactics, like how to vote in the General Assembly, or if we happen to be in the Security Council, And I think that has to be understood by our partners. On the other hand, I'm grateful also for the question, is Europe not more than just the High Representative? Of course, it is the economic weight and the financial weight of Europe, and of course the Commission represents that much more than the High Representative. So let's speak about the issues of the future that are coming up, the regional integration. Renaud, at some point you said, did we miss a train? I think we shouldn't wait for trains or miss trains, we should build railways. I mean, that is what we can do and what we have been doing in the past, and there are partners for that. We didn't speak about Iraq, for example. I mean, we have yesterday we spoke about IMEC, which is a very interesting project to link India through the Gulf to Europe. And European companies and the European Commission and the European Global Gateway Project will have a role on that. There is also a Baghdad-Iraq Development Corridor project, which would link, again, Europe to the Gulf or the Gulf to Europe through Iraq and Turkey. And that's something, I mean, from a German tradition, I could say we are rather good in building railways to Baghdad. So we can start here again and make that modern and build these corridors. That is where, if you ask for the European Commission, where this weight will come in and should come in.
Thank you, Volker. The conclusion is yours now.
Yeah, we ran out of time just now, actually. So just 1 minute. I just want to say that I was in Israel a few days ago, actually. And I mentioned the 5 points that Josep Borrell, the High Representative, used in one of his latest speech before leaving, actually, his job. And he said, first, we have to support peace camps on each side. Second, we have to confront spoilers. Third, we have to stick to facts and fight disinformation. Fourth, we have to protect international law, including ICC decisions. 5, we have to make EU relevant. And when I said that, basically it was like raising the red flag. The reaction was, well, but Borrell is pro-Palestinian, etc., etc. But the fact is that these 5 points have even become divisive within the EU. And so if we cannot even agree on things like supporting peace camps, confront spoilers, supporting international law, and so on, I don't know where we're heading to.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ambassador Daniel Sheikh, for your very good remark. Yes, Europe is not yet a body to react to crisis very quickly. This was a very interesting point. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to the speakers. Thank you. Thank you.